Hey, good evening, everybody. I wanted to make this YouTube video, and it's going to be in regards to how I felt about after watching the Vietnam War. Now, my parents were immigrants. They were immigrants for quite some time. Um, I had spoken to my dad about this today, literally today, and I was asking him about the Vietnam War. And for those of you who don't know, the Vietnam War was it was a part of the Vietnam War had started in 1956, and it was a very historical monument of an event. Um, the Vietnam War was the the whole idea was that you know the northern part of Vietnam and the southern part of Vietnam really was just they had the communist country, and it was very hard for them to escape from what they were dealing with because they didn't have any freedom. The, when I watched the video that I saw on Facebook about the Vietnam War, I was really in shock with how horrible it was. It was horrendous. My thoughts about it, I'm pretty sure people who had fought in the war had a lot of flashbacks. Um, it was very sad tragedy. Um, like my mom has said that she knew she was really the one, who was really scared at that time because she was about 11, 12 years old when she had fought in the Vietnam when they had the Vietnam War, excuse me. But it was just one of those type of things where people go through these different fighting and battle, and it's just all these this conflict between the northern part of Vietnam to the southern part of Vietnam. You're talking about people, having throwing guns and shooting and killing, and it was just a tragedy. Now, how does this affect people's mental health? I really feel like post traumatic stress disorder is very a real thing, and I do feel that a lot of people um, have a hard time with dealing with the fact of war and the whole ideas of war. when I had saw literally when I had saw the whole impact, how it impacted, you know, the lives of my parents, I was just in shock. I was really in shock of how detrimental it was to, people's mental health. Now, I know the Vietnamese culture is very uh, conservative, so they don't really go and talk about these type of things. It's especially when it comes down to your mental health. This is one thing that I have been trying to for years to get my mom to talk to a therapist about her mental health. It is one thing that a lot of people, they put to shame if they talk about it and things like that. And as open as and transparent as I have been, I feel like we need to talk more about these things so we can really heal from the traumas that we are dealt with in everyday life. But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that you know we we in America we have a lot of freedom. That is one thing that I know that we have, but in the United States we take that stuff for granted. In Vietnam, like communists took over, and it was crazy. They take things away from you. they take away your rights, your privileges, and what you need to do with your life. I mean, it's something that I think that it has, like I said, it's a historical event that has taken place, and I don't think anybody would ever forget. Because, like, when you talk about like the Vietnam veterans and stuff like that, they really have fought in war and they took over to make sure that we had the freedom. And it really touches my heart because, like, the fact that my parents had to immigrate over here and then basically don't have anything, and they came here very poor, and not to be able to have the type of resources that they have, and it's really sad. But I made this video for anybody who's going through a tragedy or a situation where they feel like they can't really talk or discuss about it. This is one of those times where, being vulnerable is not easy, but showing and sharing your experience will help other people to come together in a community to make sure that these things get talked about. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube video and just check out my other YouTube video coming up.